I really like the idea of being a bridge between what researchers were discovering and what teachers and parents and students were doing, in schools. And so I started to sort of specialize in covering the science of learning, and with the idea that I would write a book of some kind about the science of learning. But what I lacked was a big idea that would pull all these strands of research together. And I had become interested in some bodies of research that were especially sort of provocative or interesting to me, like embodied cognition, this idea that we think with our bodies, and situated cognition, the idea that where we are affects how we think, and socially distributed cognition, or the idea that we don't just think with our own individual brains, we think with the brains of other people, the minds of other people, and our relationships and our social interactions. So I felt like all of these bodies of research were connected in some way, but it wasn't until I stumbled across the idea of the extended mind that I saw how I could pull all those pieces together into a whole. And the theory of the extended mind was actually proposed by two philosophers in a journal article from 1998. So you can see how far afield I was roaming in my reading and research, because I ended up reading this philosophy journal and coming across this article that the first sentence of the article said something like, "Where does the mind stop and the rest of the world begin?" And that question was very interesting to me, provocative to me, because the usual answer to that would be, the mind stops at the skull. It's the brain and mind are kind of identical. And these two philosophers, Andy Clark and David Chalmers, were saying, no, actually thinking is spread out across the body and across physical space and across relationships with other people. And I found this to be such an exciting way of thinking about thinking, and one that had so many implications, particularly for education, that I knew that this was now going to be the sort of umbrella concept under which all this research that I'd been looking at could be gathered.